Who the fuck is that guy?
I make my own moves, yeah, I'm bossing.
All weak bitches, please proceed to the exit.
Is there no one else? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
We are not for the weak.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Not for the Week. This is your boy James, and today Jeremy's actually not going to be here, so it's just me solo, and I'm going to be actually talking to a buddy of mine that I went to college with. We played football back in the day, and he's a personal trainer down in San Francisco now, doing a lot of boot camps, some one-on-one training. He's got a really interesting style of working out. It's all movement-based, functional movement. And it's some outrageous, outside the box movements, and it's kind of cool. And he's grinding away down in San Francisco, and I thought he'd be a cool, interesting guest to have on the podcast. So I hit him up, and here we go. So before we get too far into it, though, make sure you guys check out notfortheweek.com. We got all sorts of merch on there that helps support the podcast and keep us going. Also, check out GUNSMITHbrand.com. We got a big closeout sale, 60 to 75% off the entire site. Trying to get rid of all the products on there until April 15th when the site goes away. So GUNSMITHbrand.com. Make sure you guys swipe that up, no code, or hit that up, no code necessary. Also, the audio in this episode is a little hit and miss. We did it over the phone. And so we lost some of the beginning audio because we were trying to FaceTime it, and the connection was super bad, so the audio came off really bad. So I'm not sure how much of this was salvaged at the beginning, so it might be a little weird jumping right into it. But here we go. Paul Wright, let's go.
You're everywhere, bro. I feel like you're everywhere. You do that. I can't keep up with you.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to stay busy. You know how it goes. Different. You gotta have different. You gotta have many different fires going at the same time. You know.
Yeah, man.
How's the training thing going though? Like you've been you're doing the Barry's Bootcamp thing, right?
Yeah. Right now, as far as training is concerned, I'm doing one-on-one training. And that's at a few different locations just because I try to be convenient.
Yeah.
I train at Mall Gym, Kinetic Playground, which is in Soma, almost downtown. And then I train at Diacati in Outer Soma, which is almost near the Mission, almost. But I do one-on-one in those gyms, and then I do small group training, like groups of 4 training. I do that at Diacati twice a week. Twice a week. Night. Then I do Barry's Bootcamp. I got 13 Barry's classes a week, and I do that. It's getting crazy, but I do that. I'm just talking about my life. It's stressing me out. I do Barry's at 2 Barry's locations. So there's in Selma near the Giants ballpark that I do it at, and then one where I do it at as well. So I do 13 classes. So I'll do 7 downtown, and I think the rest. Actually, I do 9 downtown, I think, and the rest I do in Soma.
Shit.
And then also the other hustle, I think you saw Tonal. Have you seen that yet? Have you heard about
I saw a little bit of it on your gram.
Like, Peloton bikes?
Yeah.
Tonals are like the strength training version of what Peloton is. It's just like in-home training. It's like a big ass ball with arms on it that you can just. And I'm a coach that's inside of it. Now we all have our own specific. There's like 7 coaches. We all have our own workouts program, and we shoot content. We create the workout, and then we shoot the content.
Yeah,
it goes on each device. That's all. I'm doing everything. Shit, anything fitness.
You got to, man. You gotta differentiate yourself a little bit. Put yourself out into a bunch. The more like avenues you explore, the more opportunities that end up becoming a part of what you're doing.
Right. And that's what happened. Well, obviously it didn't start like that. It obviously starts with one thing and it leads to another. But yeah, I mean, trying to learn where I'm fit more. Because I feel that one-on-one training is not. I mean, you know that too. You can't do that forever. No one's gonna do that forever.
No.
And you learn that as you evolve, like what good at, what else I can do to get money.
Right on. Yeah. So like you were saying though, it does the one-on-one training isn't sustainable. Like that you get capped out super fast.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a grind. It's a grind dealing with, individual clients, because you gotta book like 10, 12 of them to make it, worthwhile, right?
Exactly, man. And that's where I was, and I haven't had that many in probably almost a year. I mean, my clientele is it's not empty, but it's definitely smallest roster I've had in a while. But just because I'm gonna have all this other shit I'm doing too, that I've already told you about. But
yeah, so you're kind of whittling it down while you kind of explore other options a little bit.
Exactly.
So the group training thing though, that's huge, especially now, like you were saying, like the Peloton, like everyone wants to be involved in like those high energy classes, and
yeah, man,
it's a huge market.
It is, and even with tonal as well. I mean, it's basically like you have a coach in your home, but even inside of that, there's going to be group experiences you can click on a group class just to get that. Everyone wants that. They want that something exhilarating.
Right. But they don't want to go anywhere for it. They want to be able to do it right at home.
Yeah, exactly.
So you see that, is that relatively new, the tonal thing?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with them, I think, coming to almost 2 years.
Yeah.
The product just got put on the market last fall.
Right on.
Like when I got hired with them, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like, yeah, whatever, there's some little technology thing. Yeah, cool, I'll do it. I just agreed to it. I didn't even know what I was interviewing for.
Yeah.
And then I started to learn over time when they were creating it, what they were doing, what this thing was, and what it actually was capable of doing. And then I was all in because I saw the potential in it. And now that I know like who has these things and the technology itself there's nothing like it in the world. So I'm just waiting for this thing to just blow up, man. Whether it's this year, next year, I mean, I think it's inevitable.
Yeah. Is it a pretty affordable product?
I don't think so. I mean, for me, it's $3,000. I mean, I know fitness for myself, it's always an investment. I always think of it as an investment. So Exactly. If I'm really into it, I'm going to think, yeah, this $3,000, that's going to stretch my whole life because it's an investment. I'm going to learn about my body. I'm going to progress into whatever you do with it. But yeah, it's $3,000 just getting the device itself, and then with the extra, I think with the extra like equipment, extra membership, I think it comes out to be like $3,500. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm on the coaching side. I have to look good, make the workouts, But yeah, I mean, but the thing that's cool about it, it is a startup company, so we're involved. They let us be involved as much as we want to, or as much as we can. So it's pretty like open and flowing as far as like figuring, like just trying to see what's going on, what the happenings are in the company, when the next like pop up tours are going to be, like who's buying it and all that stuff. So
yeah. You get to have say in kind of like the programming too, like how the classes are run and whatnot.
100%. No, I mean, it's all us. So what they do, they give us a premise, the type of human we're talking to, like someone that is a busy worker, they work all the time, or this is an athlete, or this is someone that's never worked out before. Right. So we have segmentations of people that we speak to, and then we make the workout. We have to make scripts as well. So the way we talk has to speak to these people. So I can't be all hoorah to like some old lady that just wants to, wake up and, regenerate her body. I got to have a different language with a different type of person you're talking to. But yeah, they give us a premise of the person, but then we get to make the workout. That's why I'm working with them, because I get to just literally just be myself and create, my own shit on there. And they want us to promote ourselves on camera. They want us to say like, hit me up, follow me, do this, contact me. I want to make it like real. So, yeah, man.
That's cool, because I think that's the biggest thing with all those at-home workouts is like there's not a whole lot of when I think of a home workout, I think, oh, that's probably pretty easy, or it's all body weight. There's nothing cool there. Like it's all sent out for a general population for the most part, you know. So there's
Exactly.
like you're in a little bit better shape. It's probably going to be a cakewalk for the most part, you know.
Bro, you would love this thing, man. The intro workout, it's 3 extra. So this thing, you do 3 exercises for the intro workout. I believe it's a neutral grip deadlift, seated press, and a bicep curl. I believe it's maybe something else, but 3 exercises, and from these 3 movements, it knows your exact weight for every single exercise that's already inside of the device. So when you go click on my program, that's like a lower body, whatever it is, it's already going to know what your weight is for that single leg split squat, or what your weight is for that goblet squat or that lunge. It's already going to know every single thing. It just calculates it based off these 3 exercises, and it's super accurate too, man. It's true AI. It's just super accurate. Artificial intelligence is crazy.
Dude, that's nuts, man. That's awesome, man. Though. I definitely want to check that out.
I mean, I think right now Barry's is like what takes up most of my time, and then it's tonal, and then like the small group one-on-one small group.
Yeah, right on. Keeps you pretty fucking busy, I bet.
Yeah, bro, I'm kind of overwhelmed. I'm about to realize the other day I'm kind of like putting too much. So I gotta balance it out. I mean, I got a good grasp of it, but sometimes if I say yes too much, then I might mess things up, you know?
Yeah. So how'd you get involved in all this type of stuff? Like, 'cause like obviously fitness has been huge for you. Like growing up, like we played ball together. Like obviously working out's huge for that, but like this huge passion for, you know, training people and helping people get better. Like, where'd that develop from?
Well, it's always easy for me because I just watched my mom get after it my whole life. Like she was always, it was her first thing she had to do. She had to get up and get to work and work out. Like she always did that, and I saw her do that. She always had weights in the garage, so I always saw her like stay really in tune with her health. And of course, I'm her son, so I mean, I was the same way. She made sure I was eating my meals, drinking my water, getting my sleep, you know, not staring at the TV too long. She was just very conscious of this physical health my whole life. So from her, that's where it definitely came from. And then, of course, just playing sports. I mean, I played all the sports. I played soccer, baseball, basketball, football, karate. I tried everything. So just being in tune with my body in so many ways that just gives you more of a passion for movement instead of just, I don't know. I mean, being an athlete in general, you moving your body, you're more in tune with it. So it just becomes a passion when it's consistent throughout your childhood. But, I of course, I stopped everything. I just stuck to ball once I transferred to De La Salle. That's when I dropped swimming, I dropped baseball, I dropped basketball, and I just stuck with football. But yeah, man, as far as like wanting to like use this as a way to help people, man, I always knew like it was either going to be, whatever I do, I got to be able to be myself. And I can only do that from playing football or anything that's remotely close to that. In movement, of course, in football or moving, I can just teach people how to move. Let me just do fitness. That's easy. And that can come natural. Anything that comes natural, I feel like that's, I don't know, man, that's just for me, that's just the way to go. But
yeah, take advantage of what you're good at.
And what comes natural. But that for me, that's something I can give back and teach. And I didn't, have to go study it. But I mean, of course, you got to get certified. You got to get your continuing education and always learn things that are happening in fitness and in the body and about, training in general. But, I had a natural knowledge and a passion for it already. So it's easy for me to give that back to people. It's like I have something that's super dope. Yeah, let me share this with people. That's pretty much where it started for me. Like when ball ended, I had like other little side hustles, but I knew I was going to inevitably be doing fitness in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no, that's kind of how the same outlook I had on it when I got done playing football. I was like, this is obviously, I need to stay involved and be around a gym. Like I'm not going to sit at a desk all day.
Because you were a hard worker too. It's like the people that were just enjoyed lifting weights and working out, like that just enjoyed going hard and just figuring out what we're capable of. Like you can definitely tell, like, yeah, they have a passion for fitness, not just ball,
Right.
but just movement and fitness as well.
Exactly. It's cool too, because like I don't know, it's one of those things where it's pretty simple at the end of the day. It's just movement, right? But there's always like constant innovation around it. Like there's always something new or somebody doing something different that like you aren't doing, that you've never seen before. So there's always like innovation there, and that's kind of cool. It's part of the thing that's like cool about your Instagram, is like seeing all the different types of movement that you're implementing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the creativity of the movement.
Yeah, man. That's my whole thing. And it's like, real recognize real. I mean, you see that, you understand that. My whole thing is, I mean, I'm trying to get more consistent with it. I feel like I was doing this way more back in the day, but like, taking your Bosu ball or whatever this is and showing you abstract ways of using it. But also with that, I'm not preaching science. I'm not talking. That's not what my whole vibe is about. It's more so just exploring the mind and body and what it's capable of, and what your creativity and how creative you can be in the gym with different types of equipment. So that's definitely my whole like outlook, and what I try to put out into the world is people to try to just use things differently, explore what their body and mind are capable of, push it past what's normal. Like, just with you, like, be doing beastie ass heavy, and like, it's like, fuck, like, I need to get there. Like, I need to activate that type of energy. Like when I see that energy, when you lift that heavy ass weight, it's like, when's the last time I've done something like that for myself? I need to get there. Like, I can't just be at one wavelength. You gotta be up, and you gotta just, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Just like,
no, you
activate your beast.
Yeah, well, you have to, and that's the problem with I think a lot of people nowadays is like you build up all this pent up frustration and like stress and whatnot, and then very few people actually like release it, you know what I mean? Or they end up releasing it in the wrong ways, like they end up screaming in their car at somebody like on the freeway. But like, instead of, like, I'm super chill and mellow throughout the day because I feel like I get to like let everything out when I go train, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and I feel like a lot of people are kind of missing out on that, and some of that just has to do with the fact that there's a large population out there that doesn't exercise on a regular basis, and that's part of it. But I think the up and down mentality of it too as well. Like, you have to, like, we're animals at the heart of it. You know what I mean? You have to unleash some of that primal kind of energy a little every now and then.
Yeah, man. I mean, I try to preach the same with the large group classes that I do at Barry's, because those are, you're going to get more of I mean, it's a specific demographic because they're expensive classes, so you're not going to get, a lot of black people, obviously, but it's still like a lot, pretty much a lot of regular people in there, and you can see there's only a small percentage of people that can have it in them to just use this atmosphere to get out of their bubble and just be whoever that beast is. It's like, not a lot of people can activate that. Even in a group atmosphere, it's still hard, but it's just, I don't know, it's just maybe it's just something in the DNA. It's just something different.
Well, I think some of it is, comfort level too. Like, everyone's so worried about looking stupid nowadays, and what somebody thinks about them and whatnot. So they worry about, if I let loose right here, what are they going to think over there? Or what's Paul going to think at the front of the class? Is he going to judge me? But that's the
thing, though, bro. Like, I always tell people, I'm gonna make a fool out of myself, so you can be comfortable to let loose as well. I say that in front of these people, man. That's why I'm trying to change the whole thing about barriers. Because people, it's intimidating, but I tell people, like, yo, look, I'm here. I'm going to give my all. You just do it with me. I'm going to make a fool of myself so you can be comfortable to do the same thing. I try to make people as comfortable as they can be in that class.
Yeah, you got to. You can't go in there being stiff and, because you're not going to give it your all, or you might get hurt or some shit. Like, you gotta sell out for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, it's huge. And it looks like a cool environment for the most part. Like, I always see I've never actually seen one of your classes, but I've seen the environment. The environment looks cool. Like, the lights you got some cool lighting and whatnot and
Yeah,
mirrors.
man. I mean, the whole look of Bears, I mean, it's all super nice, new, high tech. I mean, it's all like good looking people that be in there. It's a great place to be around, and even the people that work there, I know it's just a great place to meet people, make connections. It's a great place.
Yeah. But going back though, like to the creativity thing, I think that's the it's crucial, and I like that you're doing that, because like I feel like a lot of people, it's easy to make an excuse, you know, like, oh, I don't have access to this equipment, so like I can't get a good workout in, or oh, I'm not at Barry's, like I don't have the high end treadmills and whatnot, I can't get a good workout in. But you're kind of showing them like it doesn't really matter what you have, like you can get a good workout. Like I saw you doing something the other day with just one dumbbell and a mat, you know, and you were getting after it.
Yeah, man, but that's the thing, because when I first started doing fitness, I didn't have a gym membership. I honestly couldn't even afford one, so I had to just utilize whatever I had in my trunk, the little pieces of equipment I had, to train my little outdoor groups that I was doing at the time. It was just figuring out how the hell I can use this bench to work on my legs or my chest or my arms or whatever, and attach a band to it and do something else to it. I was literally doing that for a long time, but I mean, that's really where I guess the creativity started, with movement. Now with Mario too, though, like at Crunch Fitness, when I was a trainer there, I learned a lot different things about movement from him too. So it definitely that was a part of where it started. Then also just obviously trial and error on my own body, just trying things out and figuring out like how I can move and band efficiently and make this work, and be able to coach it and teach it so someone can efficiently do the same thing.
Yeah. That's you gotta. Well, sometimes that's where the best things come from, is from that trial and error. You're doing some movement that you've never done before, and you're like, holy shit, like, this is amazing.
Yeah, man, it's literally, it's just like, that's what my old YouTube was about. Like, I made a video workout on the swing. I did a little track workout, just doing body weight. I mean, that's what I started doing. It was all about body weight and using your surroundings, something in your house, your chair, a couch, all of that, you know, and that grew into, you know, whatever I can get at my hands on in the gym, outside of the gym, whatever it could be.
And you were mentioning when you were doing group classes like that, with just in the park with no real equipment.
Outdoors. I think I just switched off between like long tube bands and body weight. I think I didn't have much, but it was this company called Bootcamp SF. They do outdoor workouts around San Francisco. They have some corporate partnerships, so I was like doing a group at the Old Navy office, outside of their office, the Mission Bay, in Golden Gate Park. But with those, we had like 3 separate groups. It's like a beginner, intermediate, or advanced group. And man, we just go run to a spot, do like a little strength circuit, pull bands, push them, and then go run up a hill, come back down, do another variation of that band circuit. Go run, you know, you just move around in nature pretty much. But that's where I went to football. The first job I got in fitness right after doing that.
Those are tough though, man. When you're getting started with those, I did a few of those back in the day.
I mean, they sucked just because I wasn't making no money. I was making like $100 a week. That was it after 3 classes.
Yeah, it's a grind, dude. And you gotta constantly be out there recruiting people, telling people, "Hey, you gotta come check out my boot camp." You know, selling yourself, and fitness is a super. It's crazy because there's so much opportunity there, but it's also it's such a competitive industry. There's so many people out there that are just making zero money doing it. You know,
it's true, man. It's. But then again, there are people that they put off the image too, like they are popping, but they probably ain't making shit either. It's exactly. Like I know it. It can look pretty, but you know it's hard to really come up and maintain it if you really grinding like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I remember I was working at a Bally's back in the day across from over in Pleasant Hill, the one by the Dome Theater, and one of the trainers there, he was telling me he had made $100,000 that year in training, but he was literally there 7 days a week, pretty much 12, 13, 14 hours a day. Like he had no life outside of that, you know.
Yeah.
It's a grind if you want to make some money out of it.
Exactly, man. That's when the price gotta go up when you gotta work less hours.
Yeah, exactly. Or you gotta start doing more of the group sessions and stuff.
That too.
But that's the nice thing though about social media nowadays though, is everyone you can do this online. You know, you can start. There's such a huge market for the online training, or like the tonal stuff that you're working on. There's a huge market out there, and it's expanding.
Tech fitness online, yep, it's all growing.
Yeah, are you getting much into that on your own, or?
Actually, with online training, I haven't done any of that. I haven't had like the want to. I just see so much of that all the time. Everywhere it's like fuck, like I have to think of a way to. Not that I have to separate myself. I just don't want to just sound like the same shit that I already see everywhere that I log on. Online program, click here for a program. I see it all the fucking time, honestly, that I think about it. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, and I've bought some people's programs before just to see what it's like, and it's just some simple basic shit.
Oh, it usually always is.
There's some girl actually that I listened to it on Mind Pump Media a few weeks ago, how she fucking made a shitload of money selling some bullshit program, promised people hell, and I think like 15,000 people bought this shit. It was $20. I forget what her name was, but she just scammed everybody. You know, they all got the same shit. They were promised it was all going to be like individualized, and that's what I see all the time. It's like, how the fuck can these people that have all these followers individualize a program like that for all these thousands of people? I don't get it. It's like for me, one person, that takes a lot of time.
Oh, it's a ton of effort. Yeah, I think I do a little bit of online training here and there. Like if somebody reaches out to me, hey, I want to work with you, I'll do some one-on-one stuff with them. But I think that at the height of that, like I had 5 clients online. And I was like, this is a lot of fucking work. Like I got to do a lot of typing. I got to customize these meal plans. I got to come up with a new program. I got to answer his email. Like, oh, I don't understand this exercise. Like, I was like, I don't know how people can. It's not as much work, but it's at the same time it's a lot more work in a different way. And it's like, how do you manage that?
Exactly, and that's why now, just because of physically, I'm putting so much physical work on my plate, I don't want to overwhelm myself with that. But I mean, with letting go of, or not letting go, with trying to just give myself more time during the week for creativity, that could be something that I add on. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, how's it been for you? Are you doing it consistently?
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I only have about a handful of people that I train online, just because I'm trying to get away from the training aspect for the most part. You know, like I'll do some stuff, but I don't want to do just because the time requirement. You know, I'm working on some other businesses at the moment, and so it's like I don't have as much time, or if I do have time to develop or to devote to it, it's worth a lot more than kind of what you may be willing to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's the big thing too, is, you know, there's a lot of trainers out there, and, you know, there's a lot of different price ranges. You know, there's some super cheap programs you can get out there. There's some super cheap trainers you can hire, but, you know, you kind of get what you pay for the most part.
Exactly.
So. Oh, so what's the overall goal, dude? With the fitness, you know, you're kind of scaling away from the one-on-one training. Like, where do you see yourself moving or transitioning into down the road?
Man, I don't know. I mean, there's a few thoughts. I mean, of course I would love to have a box, a space.
Yeah.
I can call my own and do something in there. I don't know what specifically that would be. I don't want to limit myself to just one type of gym. I don't know, but something that I can stand on top of and say that's mine.
Yeah.
And if not that, be able to travel the world and say, hey, I'm here, and they show up for my whatever, my vibe, my knowledge, my presence, whatever I'm giving off. So whether I just, travel the world and I don't know, I'm just working out, people doing group stuff, or being able to travel and do fitness, bros, that's definitely something that sounds tight. But these are all, very vague, very broad. But I mean, figuring out a way to get there is just my first initial two thoughts. Because I mean, when I first started this, there's things that's been, I wouldn't imagine I'd be doing tonal. I've had a few clients that have flown me out places, and like half this shit that's happened, I would never imagine I would do it. Like I got to go to the French Riviera with the client last year. That was like the most amazing vacation I ever went on, bro. Just like straight rich people shit. Like it was crazy, but
they were just going on a vacation and they wanted you to come along and train them while they were on vacation, kind of thing.
Well, no, he was working and he wanted me to come with him on his little. It was like a vacation / work trip for him, and he flew me out there, paid for me to be there, paid for my stay.
Damn.
It was his love, bro. Now he moved to Seattle, but he's just he's flying across the world all the time. That's why we had to stop training. He's like trying to ask me to do all this. I'm like, I can't do this much, bro. But just to find a way to do that would be dope, bro. Just be around the world, say, hey, I'm here, and then just a bunch of random people show up.
Yeah.
Be able to give my essence and vibe to as many people as I can. But yeah, I don't know, bro. With that, I think just, I don't know, having some type of, so broad, bro. I think I probably got to figure this out, but I really don't have I don't have it dialed in. I don't have it dialed in too much right now.
Yeah, maybe doing some seminars worldwide kind of thing. Do some
yeah, man. But even creating like a Blackberry or something that's like, because at Bears Bootcamp, bro, I'm the only black person that I ever see in there. It's all white people. Black people ain't spending $35 for a workout class. So maybe creating something where I see a different demographic of people in group fitness where it's still the same type of vibe. Still like, we're going to go hard, we're going to get better, we're going to uplift each other, but just to be around a different demographic, because I don't see that nowhere. That's something that's at the quality of berries, but that has Chinese, Mexican, black people in there, because berries is pretty much all white people.
Yeah. And is that it's more just based on just how expensive it is, or
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think location has anything to do with it. There's enough black people, because I've done things and with these classes like theme classes. Mm-hmm. Black people will show up.
Yeah,
it's just like it's just there's more white people that'll just spend that money. But yeah, it's just like maybe it's a stereotype, but I don't know. Just more often than not, black people won't spend that money on a workout class.
Huh. And so it's not the vibe either, though. Like, so you've had black clients going there.
Everyone thinks it's the vibe, bro. It's just like,
that's crazy.
It's the price, and plus it's like bougie. I guess people would say Bears is considered that type of. It's like uppity. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yeah.
So trying to create more of a all-inclusive kind of one.
Exactly. Something that's more down to earth. It's like, I would love to do that. I just literally just thought of that, but because I'm doing so much now. It's like that's why I'm just like can't narrow it down. It's like and plus like being on camera with tonal, like that's giving me a lot of skills. So I wouldn't even mind doing on camera shit somehow, some way. I don't know how or where or how I would do it.
Right.
But I'm on camera a lot with them because I have to be on my shit. Like I have to look good. I have to sound the part. I gotta enunciate. I gotta be cracking jokes. I gotta be on camera. So it's like even growing from there, and maybe I don't know. I just feel like these skills I'm learning with all this stuff it's inevitably it's all got to combine into something.
Yeah, no, it's all gonna serve a purpose in the end. You may not know what that purpose is at the moment, but everything plays a role in the future self kind of thing.
Yeah. So right now, I definitely don't know, but I think I'm getting there. But I got to figure it out.
Yeah. How was the on-camera stuff at first? Were you pretty awkward?
Oh, definitely, bro. Like, terrible. Like, I can just think now. I can put my body physically into the body and the feeling that I had when we first started. And what we do now, it's like night and day. It's like even what we have on there now, I'm never satisfied.
Right.
We have workouts on there that I've obviously did like 2 months ago, 3 months ago that are like, all right, whatever. I know I'm better now. I'm always going to continue to get better, but it's night and day, bro. And plus it's startup life. So they've changed how we've done the videos too, and how it's much more dynamic now. It's much more natural. Like, bro, you'll once you get a chance to really touch and see this thing, you'll see the potential in it, man. It's much more dynamic, and it's helped me out a lot too with like when I go to Barry's and I'm in front of people. It's like I can practice pretty much being as much of myself in these classes, so I can be able to do the same when I'm on camera at Tonal.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's building up your in-person personality a little bit more, even.
Literally.
That's awesome. That's good, because that's what people want. They don't want to go in there and they don't want to watch somebody who's boring as fuck try to take them through a class.
I remember, I'll never forget, bro. I remember it was some Jim Carrey movie or documentary. He said people just want to be around somebody that just doesn't give a shit, doesn't care, that just is as much of themselves and it doesn't care what anybody thinks. Like, that's how I try to teach these classes. Like, I don't care now. Like, come on. I'm just going, bro. Like, I don't let no one stop me. Nothing gets in the way. I'm assertive, but of course in a motivational, like, encouraging way. But it's like people will listen to me. I'm believable. If they sound the part, you're already 90% there.
Yeah. The relatability factor is huge. It's huge. Yeah. That connection that you can build with somebody, especially when it comes to that client trainer relationship, is huge. You got to be able to, you got to like being around that person.
Exactly. Humongous, man.
Yeah, that's
it's the worst when you just are training somebody and you just know you guys just don't vibe out.
Dude, I've had so many, especially when I was working at like a corporate gym. And like you'd take some clients that like you didn't recruit or whatever, they just kind of like signed up at the gym or whatever, and they wanted a trainer. And so I'd take a few of those, and I remember I had one girl, and she was maybe in her like early mid-20s, and she just did not want to be there. Like you could tell somebody bought the training for her, and she was like, yeah. I don't want to be here. And it's like one word answers. It's just everything's a chore. It's like, dude, this is the worst. Like, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time, you're wasting my time. Like,
terrible.
So going back to your goals, dude, like obviously a huge part of that would be, building up the social media. Have you been working? I've seen you've been posting a little bit more frequently, it looks like.
I'm trying to, man. I mean, I'm just trying to be more selective with it, because I can just throw some bullshit up there all the time, but I'm trying to be just more selective with it. But with that, bro, I've definitely found my own success.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, physically in the real world, but I definitely know, like, of course, if I grow my social media, I get seen by more people, and then of course that'll lead to more opportunities. But yeah, bro, I mean, I try not to get too hung up on that. I just try to, like, all right, let me just put out me, put authentic me. And every time I get that going, like, shit pops off and shit gets going. Like, I'm meeting with this dude tomorrow. You're going to do like some shit. But yeah, bro, I definitely just want to get more selective and just more crispier with it.
Right. Yeah. It's tough. It's like you were saying, you're spreading yourself so thin already. And then social media in itself is like, if you're actually taking it seriously, it's like another fucking job.
It is, literally. There's people. I mean, people be posting every day. Like, there's no way I can do that shit every day, bro. Wait, I can't. I can, but it have to be another job.
Right. Yeah. It ends up, you gotta think, oh shit, I don't have anything to post today. I gotta go do something to post today, and it becomes that.
Yeah, and that's what I don't want, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to have to scramble, because then that's just like gonna be like a weak ass little post or something, probably. But
exactly.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know definitely though. Like, with what I do, like, I mean, I'm doing fitness. I'm doing visual, so I mean, I can only benefit by letting that by my page growing.
Yeah, no, the opportunities through social media, like especially for someone in your situation, like I think you could be huge on that. Like just the types of things that you're doing. Like I've seen, like I have friends that have large, like massive social medias that are, you know, in the same area as you, and it's like, dude, they're killing it, and it's because their social media has grown to such a spot that like all these other opportunities, you know, the seminars, the traveling overseas and doing different things. It's like the opportunities are endless. It's crazy.
Endless, man. Yeah, that's why I gotta still remember to be patient too.
Yeah.
But still, consistency is something I gotta get on and stick with. And I just gotta keep reminding myself that, not just with the media, but with everything. If I gotta get consistent with my life, and then all that other shit becomes easier.
Right. Exactly. If you're not, and how do you balance all that, dude? Because you're, like you were saying earlier, you're going from one place to another, training all these different people, and then you're working on the tonal thing. Like, how do you balance all that while still, you know, taking care of yourself and then, you know, keeping your mental sanity?
I can do better. You know, I don't fuel my body as well as I should. Maybe not hydrated as well as I should. I mean, I definitely am. I'm conscious of if I'm, you know, straight through 7 hours, if I've had any food or not, or if I'm drinking any water. So I don't know, man. It's just I gotta do better with my sleep, I think, for sure, and then just making sure if I might have a busy day and I'm not gonna get a chance to eat much, that one meal that I get is gonna be something that's gonna fuel me well, so I'm not gonna crash later on in the day when I've got a big ass class at nighttime or something. It's just being more conscious of what I'm putting in my body. And I think that helps me with, you know, the balance of the work and life, getting home late and still being able to send off those 2 emails I'm supposed to send off earlier in the day instead of just passing out. I don't know, man. But it's always a struggle every day. I'm always trying to figure out how I can balance this all out, get a nap in, do this, eat before I do that before I do that. But yeah, man, it's just, it's constant reminders. And I think it starts with just the, what was I saying? Just the fueling my body the right way, because then my brain works the right way, and then I can function the right way.
Yes, it's undervalued, like how much a solid day's worth of eating like makes a huge difference. You know,
man, humongous.
Do you follow anything particularly with your diet? Are you doing anything special in that way, or following any specific type of thing?
Not right now. I just eat off my activity level. So, last night got back home super late. Hadn't had food pretty much all day, so I just ate a big meal at night. But since I ate late last night, I didn't eat in the morning. Obviously, I just let that food digest overnight. Ideally, I would want to get a workout in the morning, just burn that off. But I had a couple clients, and then I ate not too long ago. But I don't really have anything I follow, bro. I just try to let my body. I don't intermittent fast, but maybe you can call it that. Yeah. I just like to give my body time to digest what I put inside of it. I don't call it intermittent fasting, but I'm not gonna eat breakfast at 8 o'clock and then lunch at 12 o'clock. I'm gonna probably wait a little longer, or I always think about burning my calories before I eat them. So I'm not gonna. I don't know. If it's like an off day, I'm just not doing shit all day. I'm not just gonna eat dinner. I want to burn them calories and then replenish that back in my body after the workout.
Yeah,
it's nothing specific, bro. It's not like I try to get 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, eat these eggs, eat these fruits. It's like it's very random. I just know when I need to be putting proteins, carbs, and fats in my body. I just know when my body needs what it needs. But when I am tired and I'm, not like focused enough, that's excuse me. But yeah, when I do get to that point where I'm lackadaisical, that's when I'm just not probably fueling my body a lot. Cause I damn near forget to eat sometimes because you get too busy.
I know how that goes.
You get to put food in your body, man. But nothing specific, bro. Just try to, always get a little girthy meal. I guess I used to be on like a 1 meal a day thing, but now I probably eat like 1 or 2 meals a day, I'd say.
Yeah. That was a huge thing. I got a buddy of mine that's doing the 1 meal a day thing, and he just eats a massive meal, around like 3 or 4, and he's good for till the next day or whatever.
Yeah. I would say I would do that, and then maybe another smaller meal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably going to eat later. That'll be my massive meal, and I probably won't eat again until like 12 o'clock the next day, tomorrow.
Right on. It's more of an intuitive style of eating that you kind of developed over the years. And some of that comes with being in tune with your body and kind of realizing what your body needs at certain times. And
exactly, man. Like, I'm just letting process what's happening to it. I'm letting it process the workout. I mean, that stress you put on the body is like, at these group classes, like right after the class, people got to rush out sometimes, which is fine, but it's like, you can't go from running a 12-mile-an-hour sprint and just rushing back out to your life. Your body has to take time to process what you do to it, and that's with like what you eat too. So yeah, man, I just like to eat and let the body just process it, digest it.
Yeah, that tax on the CNS and just kind of coming down from that workout it's people don't realize it. that's
man. I mean, that's why we do a little stretch session afterwards. So I always emphasize, can you stay if you can? Y'all need to know what happens to the body right now. It's starting the recovery process right now. Mm-hmm. It's a very important 15 minutes, but people don't know that.
No, I need to get better at that too, because I'm shitty at that. I'll do it every now and then, but it's like
same, bro, same, man. Like when the workouts get intense, you just gotta bring it down and just like today. I got a new client today. And I like to end off like when it's the very first session with the new client, just something that gets their heart rate up just to exhaust them so they can see that they do really need this.
Right.
And then we just did one assault bike sprint. He had to catch his breath for like 5 minutes, bro. He was exhausted, but then he saw like he had to take that time to let his body come down from it. And that's what people have to feel. They have to know that.
Yeah. Man, those assault bikes will fuck you up, dude.
Oh man, I love them.
Yeah, we got one at the gym, and I love it and hate it at the same time. You know what I mean?
Same, yeah.
But yeah, so do you kind of preach kind of a similar style of eating to your clients, or do you have a different approach with them more so?
So I do have like a broad general thing. I mean, I always tell them like, I'm an athlete. My goal is to help you be the most able-bodied athlete that you can be. But with that, they have their own personal goals as well. But most of the people that come to me, they're not, I mean, I do have like, I had a few athletes that are like more specific. Some clients are more specific, but most people, they have a good head on their shoulders. They just want to feel good as they get older. They want to feel healthy. They're not really worried about, of course, they want aesthetics. They want to get abs and all that, but they just want to look good, feel good. So a part of that is, of course, incorporating things that make them uncomfortable so they can dig into their brain. So getting the athletic movements involved in the sessions. But I mean, I always think like if I'm doing an hour session with somebody that just wants to like get lean or whatever, look good, build some little aesthetics, we're going to spend like 8 to 10 minutes of that 60 minutes with their heart rate close to its max. So incrementally throughout the hour, we'll do things like spark the heart rate, spark it, but of course give them time to bring it down. But yeah, just I mean, that's kind of like my thing with my clients. And that's kind of how I try to pretty much on my, if it's a regular workout day for me, yeah, I'm going to do a few strength movements, a few movements to spark my heart. Strength, spark my heart. That's kind of like my flow. And that's how it is with, majority of my clients as well.
Yeah, keeping a mixture of both in there is
yeah, exactly. Because again, that's what they want. I mean, I have my specific things that I put my foot down on, but yeah, I mean, they want to move their body, and it's all right. We're gonna hit these speed ladders. I'm gonna have you move side to side. You're gonna feel off balance.
Yeah, training different planes of motion.
Exactly.
It's huge because like I see that more and more in the last like year or 2, 3 maybe is the there's like, I guess people call it like the functional movement kind of craze, and it's like, but it's cool to see because you realize like when you do those movements, if you haven't done them in a while, or if you've never done them, like moving laterally or is crazy different. Sometimes you forget how like bad you've become at that if you don't do it in your daily life.
Man, it's crazy. I don't even want to think about hitting the speed ladder right now. I'll probably trip.
Yeah, even just the coordination of the speed ladder. I know the speed ladder gets a lot of shit nowadays from different coaches and stuff and some and whatnot, but just the coordination of telling your body to do this movement pattern,
Yeah, man.
What do you think about that? Like, there's a lot of, because there was a huge craze where everyone was doing like the speed ladder stuff and like the quick feed and whatnot, and it got a lot of pushback from like a lot of big strength conditioning coaches about how they hate using the speed ladder and they think it's a waste of time and it doesn't translate to athletic performance. What do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it all depends on what you're moving for, what are you training for. Like, for me, I hit the speed ladder. I'm not training to hit the football field. I just want to see if I'm coordinated enough, if I can connect my brain to my hands, to my hips, to my feet and my legs. That's my thought process with it. But I think athletically, it definitely does translate to plenty of different any sport where you gotta keep your feet under your body and you're moving athletically. That translates to any sport: soccer, basketball, football. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, bro. I mean, I think it translates, but for me, I mean, obviously for us, I mean, I grew up using that thing all the time, so I'm not against it. I've seen the benefit, and I know what it can do just for an easy, quick warm up for any regular person. It makes them focus much more than just doing something else. They have to look. They have to. I don't know. They have to connect. I don't know. I think it's great, bro. I mean, for me personally.
Yeah, I like the speed ladder. Like I understand some of the criticisms of it and whatnot in regards to like you're developing like movement patterns that maybe are slightly different sometimes. Like some of the weird foot drills that people were coming up with. Like, yeah, I can understand some of the criticisms there, but I love the speed ladder personally. Like, I can tell athletically when I've been doing the speed ladder for a while, I feel more athletic when I go to transfer over to athletic movements.
Yeah, man. I think it's just brain training for me. It's just like you're connecting your body better with your brain and your feet. That's all it is. I mean, I don't think it's. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you are learning those certain movement patterns in that frame, but again, you're connecting so that when you are in a place where you're on the playing field, you're going to be able to cut, move, twist, bend a little bit faster because you already have that fast twitch. You've already been practicing that plenty times.
Right. Yeah. I think the neuromuscular connection and whatnot that you develop and through the speed ladder transfers over maybe more so than actually doing the speed ladder. Like you're just developing proprioception and whatnot, and you're able to carry that over to other drills as you progress. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Plus, I fucked some people up on the speed ladder. Like I've had some clients just throwing up after we did a speed ladder workout before.
Yeah.
That shit gets brutal. I probably should bust mine out. I haven't done that in a while, actually.
I might do that today with my client. Nice out here.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about California. You can go do some stuff outside and enjoy the weather.
Mm-hmm.
We got some fucking rain up here, but I got some turf, so I should be all right.
Be good.
Yeah. Got to get you up here to Oregon one of these days, dude.
Bro, I was in Seattle a few weeks ago, but yeah, for sure. Mario, he was just in Oregon. He got back yesterday. He was in Portland.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, man, but fuck, Oregon for sure. I was living out there a few years back, Beaverton.
Oh, you were up in Beaverton?
I was in Beaverton. That's when I like really tried to train to go to the league and shit. Like when I first got done, but
I think that's when I ran into you up there, didn't I? I think I did at one of the CFL things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we did. I remember that, bro. But yeah, man, Oregon, I love it up there, man. I have no complaints about Oregon. I love Portland, Beaverton.
I know. Yeah, we'll get you up here to the gym one of these days.
Yes, sir.
I gotta get down there, do one of your boot camp classes. I see.
Yeah, well, when's your next trip to the Bay?
I'm gonna try to get down there in the next couple months. For sure, in June, I'm going down to LA, and we're driving down. So I'll stop off in there. Have to come by so you can make me throw up or something.
I'll be here, bro. You come check out Mario's gym too in the city.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw he's got his space look pretty cool, man.
Man, it's dope. It's dope.
Would you want a space similar to that, or you think?
100%.
Yeah.
The location is prime. We got a great location downtown, almost downtown, but yeah, because it's not hella big, but it's not hella small. It's like perfect size.
Right. I'm sure rents are fucking ridiculous, though.
Oh, bro, yeah.
Would you want to keep it in San Francisco, or would you want to go somewhere else and open your gym?
Probably somewhere else. Like, I don't know, like thinking about like wanting to connect with like a larger demographic.
Right.
I don't know, like, I don't know, bro. Like, staying in the Bay Area is cool, but I mean, I wouldn't mind going anywhere, bro. That's I can touch a wide demographic. I just want to touch fat people, brown people, tall, skinny. You know, I want to be able to have a strong vibe. Of course, with people that go hard, but people go hard that don't look in shape too, bro. Like, I want everybody.
Yeah. Do you experience that a lot? Like, do you run into some people at those in your day to day that you're training that are not willing to go as hard or whatnot? Maybe not necessarily willing to push themselves as much.
Oh no, yeah, I definitely do. Like, you know, most classes at Barry's are like full. Mm-hmm. So I mean, out of 40-something people, you'll have, you know, maybe 4 or 5 people that definitely they stand out as they just don't have it. They are just not gonna push themselves past what their normal is. No matter what you say, no matter what motivation, no matter what beat you drop, they are just not gonna do it. But I mean, that's normal. But that's the thing, you can't focus on the ones that aren't trying. You got to focus on the ones that are busting their ass in that class. So that's what I got to remind myself about, because I do try to, you know, pick everybody up, make sure everyone's on the same wave, but I can't focus too much on someone that's like can't figure it out. I got to, you know, keep the people motivated that are busting their ass.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, how do you deal with that? Do you have a technique? Have you seen somebody like that that's turned around, like in a class maybe?
Oh, well, I mean, dealing with that, just reminding people that it's their workout. I mean, of course, there's 2 sides of it. It's like, you're paying to be inside this room. You should know that you want to activate some different energy because this is a different atmosphere. But at the same time, you did pay for this. This is your workout. Do whatever you need to do to make this the most efficient thing you can do for yourself. If you feel like you're going to fall off the treadmill, slow your speed down. If you get too tired, put your weights down. So, I mean, I emphasize to people, you are the boss. You're in control. So if you feel like you need to do something, please do that so you can make sure you feel comfortable enough to keep pushing through. So I just remind them with all those words. But there have been plenty of success stories, though, people that, I mean, I see it all the time. You know, some person comes in for the first class, they can't sprint over 8 miles an hour. Then you see them 4 weeks later, they're busting out 10 miles an hour sprints. And then they come tell you, it happens often, people that have start their journey and then they get to a point where it's like, they finally hit that sprint number. They're like, wow, thank you. Like, people, they're thankful for the fact that, you know, most of us, we do try to make it an atmosphere for everybody where it's like, it doesn't matter if you sprint at 5 or you sprint at 13. Like, whatever your sprint is yours. It just matters if you push yourself, keep yourself honest, you know?
Yeah, it's all relative to, you know, your exertion level, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Whatever your exertion, whatever your intent, that's it. We're all different. We're all different bodies. Like, when I remind people of that, I feel like that's when they all get more comfortable. Like, yo, we are all different people. Like, do your thing. Just make sure you keep yourself honest. Work hard for yourself. Because you paid money to be in here, so you can't bullshit. I'll be saying that, but...
Yeah, it's too easy for some people to go through the motions, though. And I always wonder where that comes from. Like, is that, like, just how they were brought up? Or is that, like...
I don't think so, man. But also just conforming. Because you get to a point... in life where, it's all right, whatever. I got my job. I got this. I got this little apartment or whatever you live. I don't know. There's people that don't get to elevate too much. They don't get to activate, again, that extra beast mode, that extra whatever is inside of them doesn't get activated as much. For me, I have to be as much of myself every single day because I'm on a microphone or I'm on tone or on camera. So I have to be up. I have to be all of Paul. I can't just half-ass it. But I think it just could be how they get brought up, but also just growing up and just being like, all right, you know what? I got my job, I got my life. I'll just conform.
Yeah.
Then they get used to that, and then when I ask them to elevate, it's like, oh shit, I'm not used to this. I got to practice it, and that's why people that go to Barry's more, they get used to that, and then it translates to their life. They become more confident in their outside life, man. So that's why it's a beautiful thing once you get to that point.
Yeah, I think some of it, maybe people don't see the value necessarily off the bat, but you just touched on it. Like the confidence alone that you get from when you've been working out consistently or hitting the gym regularly, and you're actually starting to see results. Like the confidence that comes from that transfers over to all different facets of your life. It's that's probably one of the greatest results of it, I would say, for the majority of people.
I agree, bro. I agree. I'm sorry I keep talking, but I'm coming off of sickness.
Oh, no, you good. Well, let's see. I think that's probably pretty good, dude. We've been going for about an hour.
Yeah, I didn't even get out. We had a long talk.
Right on. You want to let people know kind of where they can find you, like any of your social medias or YouTubes or?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, that Get Right, THATGET. WRIGHT. That's on Instagram. Do you have a Facebook business page?
I did, but I don't really use it. I should use the Facebook ads a little bit more, but I don't really use it.
I'm trying to figure out a way to get back on Facebook, but I'm only doing IG. There's so much going on with social media. IG has IGTV. You got stories. You got posts. So IG's enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on at that Get Right on Instagram. All your fitness, motivation, and creativity.
Perfect. I'll throw that in the bio and shit, and people can follow you and hit you up. I appreciate it, man. I'm stoked to see all the progress, dude. It's awesome. Like I said, seeing the growth and your page is awesome. I love seeing it.
Thanks, bro. I've come a long way, man. But this is a good reminder for me just to, again, get more consistent with what I got to do, because we all got great opportunities, but you got to put the work in to make it happen. So yeah, it's a good reminder for me too.
100%, dude. All right, man. Well, I appreciate having you on, dude.
Thanks,
I'll hit you up when I'm down there.
All right, peace.
Later.